If you're friends with a band, offer to help sell their merch while they're on stage, right? Like, be the people who are helpful. Humble yourself before other people. Something I want to talk about, just talking to festival guys, talking to band guys, etc., which is just how to be the best band possible at shows. And this isn't just make a great stage performance where you engage with the audience, where you have good banter, etc. And by the way, don't be afraid to script or rehearse banter. Like, if you can come up with a cool joke a week out that you think is funny, use that joke, that people are gonna like. Like, you're the host of the party, don't be afraid to have something you've documented. It's gotta feel authentic and real, but like, don't be giving the same set of points every night, because that people can tell. But like, don't be afraid to prepare some stuff as you grow. But that's not what I'm trying to talk about here. I'm not trying to, like, having a great stage show is just part of it. Also part of it is, assuming you're not the headlining band, tearing down fucking quickly. There was this band, Switchblade Jesus, who made a video of how they can tear down in like a minute, and they put it on Instagram, and like, if that didn't get every promoter fucking all about booking that band, I don't know what will. Because like, that's one of the things that sucks the most about shows, is bands who just can't get their shit off, right? Don't take apart your drum kit on stage. Take it off so the next guy can start getting set up. The singer should be helping, right? Unless he's at merch hustling. It's amazing to me, the people who don't do this. Just tear your stuff down. Try to backline as much as possible. Be the guys who are willing to backline amps, because amps are hard to fuck up. I understand not wanting to backline drums, but like, backline as much of the kit as possible too, when you can. The changeover time is a thing that fucks up shows, that gets people leaving early. Like, if shows run late, like, no one wants to be at a show after midnight. They've got work the next day, or they've got things they want to do the next day, Like, if a band has to end their set at like 2:30 in the morning, who's gonna fucking be there? And yet you see venues fuck this up consistently. So having a good changeover time is important. Make your band rehearse changing over. Like, I know that sounds dorky and lame, but like, guess what? It's gonna be better. People are gonna ask you back. Simultaneously, be there to sell merch. If you're friends with a band, offer to help sell their merch while they're on stage, right? Like, be the people who are helpful. Humble yourself before other people. Like, that's something I always try to do, is, like, I'm aware that I have an internet personality that is fairly arrogant and in your face. But when you look at how I act and what my actions map to, it tends to be pretty goddamn humble. And you need to be operating the same way. You need to be helping other people load in and out. You need to be helping with merch. You need to be the most helpful person you can be, because people notice that, and that means you get more opportunities. If you help a band load in or load out or whatever, and they're like a cool connected band, maybe they get an opportunity for a show they can't do, but they'll say, hey, my buddies, those guys deserve a shot, so hook them up. It's just pushing yourself in the scene. A rising tide lifts all ships. And so just be as kind as possible, be as patient as possible, be flexible. I know it's hard. I know that everyone has their own sticking points, and I don't blame you for having sticking points, but just try to be flexible. The more flexible you are, the easier it's gonna be. There was one band I toured with years ago. Promoters would hate them just because they were not cool. Like, not like the music wasn't cool, but just as people, they just weren't cool to hang out with or to do stuff with. And so often I'd be there and I'd just be like, can't you guys be like, just cool? Like, can't you just like be chill? And they just wouldn't, and they just acted too big for their britches, and it pissed people off, and people noticed, and people talk about it, and it hurt them in the long run. So just act humble, act mature, help other people out, and that's the best way. And have rapid changeovers. That's really key.